Supreme Court precedents, from Roe v. Wade to the recent marriage equality decisions. Now, she dodged questions on these issues during her hearing, but her academic and judicial record make clear Judge Barrett's extreme beliefs and philosophy. In her hearing last week, Judge Barrett also refused to take a firm view on climate change. Now, we have major wildfires burning right now in northern New Mexico in October, Colorado, California, seeing much of the same. We don't have time to debate the undisputed facts and realities
I
of
think we
climate
do.
change,
I think we have quite a bit of time.
especially with a judge that would strip us of the tools needed to address it. Tellingly, Judge Barrett also refused to agree to recuse herself from any decisions related to the upcoming presidential election. Now, given that President Trump considers Judge Barrett his justice, this creates a dangerous conflict of interest.
Because I got suspended again.
It's also a very real threat to the foundation of the Supreme
For
Court
14
as
days.
an equal and independent branch of government. Meanwhile, instead of attempting to tear down our democracy, the House of Representatives has passed multiple coronavirus relief bills over the last 6 months that would help workers and families, and they are already willing and able to negotiate with the president, to negotiate with Leader McConnell, to come to some sort of bipartisan agreement. But Majority Leader McConnell and Senate
Engaging in
Republicans
hateful
walked away
conduct
from the
against a
negotiating
person or a
table,
group of
leaving us
people.
with nothing but false promises,
So,
sham bills.
you were there quite a bit. Maybe you
provide
can tell me
themselves
who
a little political cover.
or who that I implied that to.
We all know the real story here.
I appealed it. I doubt it'll do much
Majority
good.
Leader McConnell is actively discouraging negotiations on a bipartisan relief bill.
Oh,
Let me say this.
you think?
Majority Leader McConnell and
Twitch
all
is extremely left, man. I don't know how you don't see
voters
it.
re-elect your Republican majority and President Trump, there will be plenty of time.
I mean, do you not notice the fact that Twitch has pretty much all lefties? I mean, every time I get on and you go into the politics section, there's at least 3 or 4 guys outright saying they're communist talking. And the only conservatives I can think of is like Red, Gray, Blue, me, Endernax, which he's more like he's I can't remember if he's socially lefty or if he's economically lefty, but he's half and half. And then what's his name? Lecture fan. But yeah, but I'm suspended for another 14 days unless my appeal can go through. But I'm almost assuming, I would just assume that they are not going to get to that very quickly. Yeah, I mean, someone was making some jokes about Jews, but like where does the line end? Can we not make jokes about people? Can we not do anything? If that's it, I asked for quotes in my appeal. I was like, can I just hear the quotes or what was said that breaks your TOS, so I can understand what I'm doing wrong here apparently. But yeah, unless I get the appeal, then I won't be able to do a election stream.
To move forward with a real and legitimate Supreme Court confirmation process. Right now, we should be focusing all of our energy on delivering the aid that Americans so desperately need. Protecting the health and the economic well-being of Americans, that is what our country expects of us. That is our duty. Let's get to it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't even know why they have a politics section. How can you have a politics section where you talk, but you can get easily suspended for whatever? I mean, I have Discord, but the Discord's the same crap. Like, what does doing it on Discord get me? What is different than Discord than anything else? I'm on. Damn it. I'm on D Live right now as well. But this is the first time I've ever done D Live, and it's kind of weird. There's like not a chat box. Is anyone gonna get up and talk? Maybe, yes, no. Let your fans know you're on YouTube so they can find you. How are they gonna find me on Discord? And that's what I was telling everybody while I was still in. When I got back in the first time, I made a D Live, and I was like, hey, everybody go follow me on D Live just in case I get suspended again. I love how they act like she's just gonna come in and change everything. It's quite entertaining. Well, this just got boring. That carpet is terrible.
Yesterday in New York City, Trump supporters put on a rally where they drove around, waved Trump flags, and the event was billed Jews for Trump. Maybe it has something to do with what we've been seeing with the Orthodox community protesting against the draconian lockdowns and targeted lockdowns from the governor and the mayor. For those that aren't familiar, the Orthodox community has been targeted pretty heavily by the local government, saying that they were the hotspot, they're the ones causing the COVID outbreak. However, many have noted that there are several hotspots in the city, and for some reason, it's the Jewish people who are being targeted. But of course, at this rally, far-left extremists attacked these individuals, pepper spraying them. There were arrests. Local coverage shows much of what you'd expect. The police coming in, arresting anti-fascists, things like that. Now, this story, in and of itself, I don't think is the most groundbreaking news, of the earth-shattering story. It's just another example of what happens when conservatives go out minding their own business, speaking their mind, and the left shows up and attacks them. It's part of a pattern. I want to mention something I find really interesting here, though. It's strange to me to see conservatives going out and protesting, rallying. It's not something they typically do. I think this is a sign that many liberals have switched sides and are now influencing conservatives to go out and rally. Because I've talked to a lot of Trump supporters, and they always say, oh, no, I'm not the kind of person to do that. But now people are actually going out and doing it. Of course, there are diehard Trump supporters who want to go out and do it. But I think we're seeing much more organizing from former liberals. Case in point, Brandon Strzok, who's leading massive walkaway rallies around the country, people marching through the streets, even in Beverly Hills. And he's a former liberal, so he knows how to organize, and he is. Well, we have this story from Fox News about a family describing being attacked that I want to read for you. But the bigger picture that I want to get into is I've now heard from several people that the appropriate response to this is to vote for Joe Biden. And my only response is... What? Why would I vote for Joe Biden when these people are physically attacking those who want to vote for Trump?
Well, they won't do a goddamn thing.
Their tactics work. In fact, I will show them their tactics don't work. And it's because of the illiberal behavior and the violence that these people deserve to lose. Joe Biden could easily come out and say no to Antifa, no to the far left, and the Black Lives Matter extremists, but he's not doing it. Let me read you the story to give you the news on what happened in New York. And then I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. The Atlantic has a new article up saying that, these liberals voting for Trump. Doesn't name me, but he names certain individuals who are liberals voting for Trump. But I take personal issue with the argument that I want to present. Fox News says, a family of 7 including 4 kids, were pepper sprayed by violent rioters on Sunday while participating in a Jews for Trump rally in New York City. A spokesperson for the New York Police Department said 11 people were taken into custody after the rally descended into chaos and violence Sunday afternoon. 6 people were charged with disorderly conduct, obstruction of government administration, and harassment, while a 7th person was charged with assaulting a police officer and resisting arrest, the NYPD said Monday. A convoy of hundreds of cars draped with American flags and Trump 2020 banners rolled slowly through Manhattan and Brooklyn on Sunday afternoon. The caravan traveled from Coney Island to the Trump Tower in Manhattan before heading to a rally in a Brooklyn park. At some point, skirmishes broke out between supporters and opponents of the president. A member of the family that was pepper sprayed told Fox News that the unprovoked attack happened while the family was driving down Fifth Avenue and the car windows were down and Trump flags displayed. The man, who wished to remain anonymous, fearing his family could be targeted, said a car pulled up next to them and unleashed pepper spray into their vehicle. Immediately, the kids started crying and screaming, and I jumped out of the car after I was pepper sprayed as well, the man said. The man said the attacker chased him down the avenue, trying to pepper spray him again. His mother flagged an officer, and the suspect was arrested. Wow, it was a woman? Is this some woman who did this? The man told Fox News that the kids are now left traumatized and still coughing from the residue.
Don't think that stuff's going to get worse.
Violent confrontations between the rally's participants and protesters. I'm going to stop you right there, Fox. Come on. I know Fox is trying to be better than many of these outlets, but come on. Let me rephrase this. This encounter was one of many violent attacks from far leftists on innocent Trump supporters expressing their First Amendment rights. The Jewish Telegraph
Can't have that.
That a convoy was to take place in several Orthodox Jewish communities ahead of a planned event in Brooklyn's Marine Park. The event was organized by Boris Epstein, an advisor to the Trump campaign and co-chair of Jewish Voices for Trump. I just want to remind everybody, you're allowed to get in your car. You're allowed to wave a flag. You're allowed to drive it. You are not allowed to pepper spray children because you don't like their politics. Multiple disturbing video clips of the convoy posted on NY Scanner show crowds not taking too kindly to rows of vehicles with hoisted Trump flags. In one video, a man can be seen appearing to throw eggs at the convoy in Brooklyn. I believe they filmed themselves throwing the eggs. In another video, pedestrians can be seen appearing to throw rocks at vehicles displaying a Trump flag. This is incredible. This is nuts. The hostility lingered throughout the day. In multiple clips, people can be heard yelling expletives at the Jews for Trump participants. One man on a bike appears so incensed that the pro-Trump vehicles have congested traffic on the Brooklyn highway that he resorts to punching a window. In Manhattan, a woman was arrested for allegedly using pepper spray on the convoy, according to police. Later, a scuffle broke out between the pro and anti-Trump crowd in the middle of the street. Masked protesters could be seen in one clip converging on a vehicle doused in red paint as YMCA is blasting in the background. Yes, that's the song of the election for now. Go home, we don't want you here, somebody in the crowd shouts. Go back to Long Island. I love that. You know what's funny? These people don't realize. These Trump supporters probably live in New York, all right? I was putting on an event in the Philadelphia area, a few miles from where I lived, walking distance. I mean, you don't want to walk there, but you could totally walk there because it's only a few miles. Out of town, Antifa organized and threatened to burn down the theater, claiming we don't want this person coming to our town. They came to my town with my event. This is what they do. These people are lunatics. Another video posted on Twitter shows a pro-Trump caravan led by former NYC Mayor Rudy Giuliani being pelted with eggs. In the clip,
Being
Giuliani
pelted
can be seen
with
rolling
eggs.
down the window from the passenger side of a vehicle.